Hello, everybody. We are doing a matinee show today. Welcome to Machtails from the Cantina live Sunday afternoon on August 3rd. You guys have not seen this room since I was doing the show during the pandemic. All those YouTube episodes from, 5 years ago plus now. We have a very, very special show today. We are super, super excited about what is happening, not with the news of Star Wars that we got to wait till 2027 about, but we are celebrating Star Wars, and not every day, but specifically this coming weekend in Texas. In Texas, Rebel Scum Con is taking place, and on the show today, Bobby from Rebel Scum will be joining me. We have a lot of really, really cool things to go through. Tickets are still available. They are available at rebelscumconventions.com. So be sure to drop everything that you have going on next weekend, because this is a 3-day event that you are not going to want to miss. For those of you that could not get to Nashville for ICC Con, I could tell that this event is very, very much in the brotherhood of how that convention is run. It's a convention for fans, by fans. And, in a world where, the convention business had turned into this, for lack of better terms, corporate monster of a machine, this is living proof. This is living proof for fans like myself that have been going to conventions since 1997, that there are still conventions that give off that old school, warm and fuzzy feeling of just intimacy, spending time with the actors, meeting up with fellow fans, collecting items, collecting swag, all that stuff. So Brother Matthew Rooney is not on the show today. I want to remind you guys, especially you guys that are new to watching this show, you can join Machtails from the Cantina for free on Patreon. I highly recommend that you use the link that is in the description of this YouTube show, because it will give you access to paid content for free for the fans, by the fans here on Machtails from the Cantina. And I got to give a shout out to my Patreon producers and my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, we could not do this. So without further ado, I want to bring on my only guest today, Bobby of Rebel Scum Con. Bobby.
Hello there.
Thank you for joining the show today, man, to talk about this amazing convention that is less than a week away.
Yeah, it's almost here. It's like we were just talking about this backstage. It's like I'm living in microwave minutes as far as how Spencer. He's right. I am a Star Trek fan, and that's because Spencer Jowitz is a real life Klingon. So yeah, it's like I'm living in microwave minutes, where it's both so close. Like it's right there. I can see it. It's almost done cooking. It's almost time to get started. I mean, if it's Sunday right now, if we're exactly a week out, we're already in day 3 of Rebel Scum Con year 2, and people have already attended the Mocktails panel on Friday at 5 p.m. in panel room B.
Yeah, we got some really, really cool things planned for that. We're going to focus on the Star Wars filming locations and the pros and cons of what it's like to be a collector. This is a love-hate relationship that I have with my Star Wars fandom, is just the collecting aspect, because I've really been collecting since 92, and it's been the struggle and the battle are real. But I love it so much that I'm going to make room in my suitcase for my trip down there next weekend, because I know there's going to be stuff that I'm going to want to bring home.
There's going to be lots. There's going to be toys. There's all kinds of cool toy and collectible vendors that are going to be set up at Rebel Scum Con Year 2. But if you like bigger toys, I've got a really cool one to show. Toys that light up, for example, we have friends from Crimson Dawn's sabers coming out, and this is one of their unique hilts that they designed. Let's see.
Crimson Dawn sabers.
And that voice sounds familiar. It kind of sounds like Simon a little bit to me, Axe Woves.
Because it is.
So that's just one example. We also have BYO coming out with Gary Ripper. Gary Ripper is also going to be hosting a panel about lightsabers on Friday. And we have the Saber Company and Luke coming out. I'm really excited to hang out with all those guys. So if you like cool collectible sabers and customizable ones, come meet any one of those awesome vendors at Rebel Scum Con. There's going to be all kinds of incredible artists at Rebel Scum Con set up. We even have lots of Lucasfilm artists coming out to Rebel Scum Con, and you can get a tattoo at Rebel Scum Con. Get that really cool Star Wars themed tattoo you've been looking for, whether it's, the Imperial cog, the Rebel cog, maybe the new Andor logo, and you put I have friends everywhere on there, or I have friends in Frisco, like one of the shirts you can get on Rebel Scum Conventions with an S.com today. There's just a lot of cool, unique experiences and a lot of cool things to walk away with, including swag. There's going to be lots of swag at Rebel Scum Con, so make sure there's room in your suitcases for that, because not only is there going to be free swag handed out and swag hunts happening throughout the convention, where you can also get more free swag for completing those swag hunts. There's multiples, once again. Pins, patch hunts, there's a lot. There are so many incredible fans and talented artists bringing out so many cool fan merch for you guys.
Well, I gotta share some of this, because Star Wars Joshua is what we refer to him. Josh Phillips.
He's such a nice guy.
Super, super nice guy, and he does this really cool thing. He's done this down in Nashville, and you have this scavenger patch hunt, and as Star Wars fans, you didn't even have to be a Boy Scout when you were younger. I think there's something about, I think my love of patches came from collecting heavy metal patches and putting them on my jean jacket. But he's got this patch set, and on the back here, he's doing the same thing at Rebel Scum Con next weekend. It's got all the locations on where to get these patches. And these were free except for one. One vendor said, "You know what? We appreciate you stopping by, grabbing a patch. She's like, if you spend $10, we'll include that in the purchase." So I understand that, because sponsorship costs money and patches cost money. But to get these patches, he also did this too. I don't know if he's doing this at Rebel Scum Con, but these were like the Color Wars patches. I have so many patches just going to Nashville, and I know I'm going to bring back maybe even double the amount down at Rebel Scum Con.
Probably.
Now, are you a swag guy? It's hard to meet somebody that's not a swag guy.
I do a little bit. Now, out of the group, Josh is the one who really collects the swag the most. He collects all of it. He goes for patches. He goes for the challenge coins. Those are his favorite. I like to collect challenge coins as well. And then he also really loves to collect pins, especially if there is a pin hunt or a pin trade involved. If there is a series of pins and just like a few of them look really cool and they're somewhat uniform, kind of like the ones we have coming through Star Wars Joshua, just to throw it back to him again, he will not leave until he has a full set at his first time at the booth, unless you actively have to go to other booths to get the rest of them, in which case then he will finish and get everything he can at that first booth, and then just hit all the other ones systematically until he has his full set. And then he always ends up with duplicates. So you'll definitely see Josh at both of the swag trades happening at Rebel Scum Con on Saturday. There's one happening from 2:30 to 3:30 at the Tennessee Collectors booth, which is going to be with Star Wars Joshua. And then there's going to be another one happening. It's called Swag After Dark, hosted by the Line Force fan club in the gaming lounge, which is going to be on the hotel side of the convention center, not in the vendor room area of the convention center. So just be mindful of that. It is an after hours event from 7 to 9 p.m. On the hotel side.
And you know, the coolest thing about the swag hunt, the swag trades, the swag, the scavenger hunt is it's something fun to do. I think it was the Tennessee guys. They had it where you had to play games to win stuff.
Yes.
Josh had it where you got to spin a wheel, and that's all free. But it's like it turns into a very fun activity throughout the day that you can be involved in instead of taking in one of these amazing panels that you have lined up for the weekend or meeting the actors. Hey, don't forget Roger Christian is going to be there. The guy that invented, designed the original lightsaber hilt.
Not this one. But one
Not
like
that one, right?
like the first one ever.
The first one
which
ever.
Is that,
and I got to tell you, his book and his DVD and his Blu-ray are becoming very, very difficult to get. So if you are thinking about picking up one of these from Roger's table, don't wait until Sunday. I've seen him sell out before, and then you got to wait for the book. You can get the book on Amazon, but I think it's like a 1 to 2 week shipping. Before we move on to the swag, this is our little thing that we did. We've been doing these card backs, and it features the Machtails girls on there, the Rebel Scum Con logo up there, and it's some information about the show and a link to join for free. Hey, speaking about Roger, let's talk about as somebody that has been going to these conventions for a long time. The guest list is silly sick.
Yeah, it's really funny. We were talking about that on year one. That was one of, because you and I were talking behind the scenes about developing year two before year one was even finished. That was one of the things, was the guest list was already in development for year two before year one was finished. Not necessarily where did we already have like guys already like signed up or anything like that, but we were already like in the process of, okay, this is how many guests we want to have on the list. It's currently way more than that initial number. We were initially going to, I think, shoot for around like 25 to 30 guests for year two instead of doing 44 like we did on year one, which was so fantastic. I mean, I've never been in a room with that many Star Wars celebs at once before that I can think of, where you could just look around and they were just right there, you know? And it was just so surreal to see just that many parts of the saga overall, because year one's guest list was from everywhere, just like year two's is. And we've got some thunder going on today. Yeah, just like year's two's is. So year two ended up, like I said, going past that initial goal a little bit. We're around 35 to 40-ish guests, like 35 guests on the main roster this year. So a little bit over. But then there's also the virtual Cantina network, who's hosting Boonta Eve, Texas on Friday night of Rebel Scum Con at the Rebel. So while that is technically a separate ticketed event, this is a companion event to go alongside and enhance your Rebel Scum Con year two experience. So we definitely encourage that you go, because there are going to be 12 additional Star Wars celebrity guests that you can interact with, meet and greet, get autographs there as well. And do live band karaoke alongside the ones that want to participate, that is. So as you can see, there are a lot of very familiar faces, and for the faces that may not be as familiar, they're definitely familiar voices. For example, Taylor Gray is there, Ezra Bridger, Jabba the Hutt, the Emperor's Nephew, what have you, Anna Graves, Duchess Satine, Kryze. We have both the live action Senator Xiono and the voice actor who played his son, Kazuda Xiono, in the Resistance series. We've got Dr. Pershing from The Mandalorian, Marty Matulis. We've got Warren Pro.
The list
it goes on and on.
Is stacked. I think the only problem with this as a collector, such as myself, there's pros and cons here, right? If you don't have anybody, where do you start? Because there's so many people to get. I think at the same time, I noticed that there are guests that you guys have that are only charging $25 for a freaking autograph. I haven't seen those prices since the early 2000s.
Some of the guests have lower pricing than others. I mean, we don't set the prices on the guest's autograph. That's handled through them and their representation. But yeah, I mean, we wanted to make sure that there were guests that were both exciting and affordable while also having some very exciting. Is that Kentucky down there?
Yes.
Kentucky?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Kentucky right there.
Yes.
Welcome
Yes,
to the show,
it is.
brother. Good to see you.
Yeah. Sorry I'm late. I hate doing that. I was literally up till 7 a.m. this morning finishing up the guest schedules. And when I went to sleep, my alarm and everything was on. And I guess we had a nice storm that's still going on here in Dallas. And my power went out. So I actually got a little bit of sleep for the first time in 2 weeks.
Oh, hey, you know what, Bobby? I'm sure you're jealous about that.
Yeah, Tucky and I, we alternate. Sometimes I get an hour or two. Sometimes he gets an hour or two.
Yeah, I got both my hours for the week.
It looked like Taylor had said, "Will Anna be doing any autos on Sunday?" I know she was doing the photos, and then Spencer chimes in as of now, Anna is only signing at Bunta. Recommend going to Bunta to make sure you get on. Yes, again, there are some exclusive guests that Brother Spencer will have at the Bunta Eve. The VIP is sold out, which is a little bit of a bummer because that came with a bag of really cool swag.
Patches and stuff.
Yeah.
I saw some cool that Cat Bane patch looks really cool.
Dude, the Cat Bane patch is one of the coolest ever. It's
all right, let's stop. All right, we're rubbing it in now. We're rubbing it in. It's but I know Spencer has a couple in his pocket, just so you know, he'll probably get you hooked up, Monk.
Yeah, I believe that Spencer might make previous patches available too. I've seen some patches floating around the Bunta Eve event. Another thing that you guys don't want to miss, the Sankoff show, that has been making the rounds on the convention circuit. And you can get those tickets for a very, very, very affordable price. The thing I love about this is that you're part of her show, and you can spend as little as, I think, $20-$25, or you can, do the VIP thing. So it's all encompassing for all the budgets.
VIP and meet and greet sold out for the Sankoff show, but
that's sold out too. Okay, so things are going out here as we get get closer to the weekend. As Bobby said, we're on microwave minutes right now.
Yes, like I said, we're living in microwave minutes. It's like so close yet still like not here yet. Like, come on, it's right there.
There is the $25 and the $50 option still around for the Sankoff show.
That is correct.
And so there is you still have your chance to get into the Sankoff show, which is and still get a good seat, because the panel room, we have the maximum amount of chairs that'll fit in the room. We spared no expense on the production for the room. We have a a large video wall that's going to be getting put up in the air. So the last seat is still going to see just as much as the person in the front seat.
Honestly, better probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I know. It's one of the side gigs I do, but I will not be doing that there. I installed LED video walls for
Okay.
good old boring corporate events here in Chicago and the surrounding suburbs. All right, so you got 2 panels. Let's talk about this. I want to ask a question here. 2 panel rooms. You guys were gracious enough to get us on in panel room B. Do you guys have video and audio available for the presenters in both of those rooms?
We do.
Yes, it won't be the same production. That's an A. Sure. It's a smaller room, so we couldn't fit it in there. But there's going to be 2, I believe, 70-inch monitors. I have to double check my notes. There's going to be 2 70-inch monitors on the left and right of the stage that are going to be on truss stands.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome.
And that'll be available. Yep. It'll be an HDMI hookup. So if you're doing slides for your show or something like that, you'll be able to tie that into there. And the other cool thing about that is there's a couple panels that we think there might not be any seats left over for. And there's also things not scheduled in panel room B at the same time on purpose. We'll be able to show what's going on in panel room A in panel room B.
Yep. Oh, awesome. So panel room A is full capacity. You have like the little overflow viewing area in B.
We're trying. Yeah, we want to. We heard that that there's a little bit of a limitation on the panel. I mean, the panel room has almost 400 seats in it.
But there are some pretty exciting panels where there's a lot more than 400 Rebel Scum Con attendees coming, and we know a lot more than 400 people are going to want to see that panel in as much as in person as possible. So that's why we have, for a few select panels, spill over panel room B.
That's awesome.
There will be a hookup to the panel room A feed, and you'll be able to view it just like everybody in panel room A, but through the screen.
Yep.
I always am. I don't want to say I'm always reminded, but Celebration 1, when I attended that, I was super disappointed that I can still feel the disappointment that the opening ceremony in that tent outside was sold out. And I'm like, how the hell can you not accommodate everybody here to the opening ceremony? But obviously we've come a long way since 1999, obviously.
Could you imagine that now? Everyone at Celebration would have to be there or have to be able to fit.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no way.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's good to backup room. And you know what? Before we talk about the weekend events, after hours events, I think it's so cool again to have a convention this special, this much with a stacked lineup and for fans by the fans. And you go to a panel room where there's 400 seats. I mean, there was a level of intimacy there that you were not going to get at Star Wars Celebration, not even in the small panel rooms. And as a Celebration veteran, I try to sell you guys and Michael Haven's event down in Nashville to my fellow Star Wars friends and fans, because people are still like over the moon about Star Wars Celebration. And yes, it's great. But the fact that we can travel a little bit back in time and attend intimate conventions, spend time with the actors where it's not this chop shop of a line, hey, thanks for the money, we'll see you, get the photo, get the autograph, next person.
Yeah,
these conventions are...
Yeah, I love you in your movie. Yeah, sure thing, pal.
Exactly, yeah. That's it. I mean, the fact that we can still do these small intimate events is fascinating, especially as we're coming up on the 50-year anniversary. Which reminds me, okay, things are selling out. VIP sold out at the Bunta. Sackhoff show sold out VIP. Do you feel like when we get to the point down the stretch here, ticket sales increase, people make their plans at last minute, Do you think it could get to the point where it's like, man, this is great, but there might be a little too many people here? Is it? I mean, I think that's a bad problem to have, but
It's kind of that's a double-edged sword right there. That's a problem we welcome, and at the same time, we fear where it'll get too many people that we lose the intimacy. But that's
sure,
where our jobs come in to make sure that we keep that same feel for every attendee coming in, whether it's like 100 or 100,000. And
Right.
I mean, we're not in any way prepared to be able to deal with 100,000 people. But I mean, I would like to think that as we grow this show and just grow us as people that run this show, that we would be able to handle that. If that ever, I'm not saying it would ever get to that, but if it did, that would be awesome, and we would like to be able to be prepared to handle it.
But regardless, whatever size you see us at, however many attendees are there, you will see myself, Kentucky, Josh, and everybody else involved throughout the show in several different places, mingling, meeting and greeting you. We are excited to spend time with every single one of you guys, whether you're here on this podcast with us, whether you've actually met and engaged with us in person at one of these other meetups and hangouts or another big convention somewhere, because we regularly love to travel and attend other shows too, because so many other promoters have lots of other cool things to offer too. And we love other stuff aside from Star Wars ourselves, which is why we were just at SDCC the other weekend. But you're always going to see us. We're always going to be there. We're not going to be hiding somewhere in a tower looking down like, yes, nice,
or,
nice.
Or not even people not even knowing us or knowing our names.
Right.
Or,
we're gonna.
There isn't a corporation that is Rebel Scum Con. There isn't an unknown entity. It's literally, it's me, it's Bobby, it's Josh, it's my little brother, it's our family members that make it up. Our wives and girlfriends are the ticket takers and registration people and autograph ticket sales people. It's like this is a family thing, and everyone that comes, attendees, they're like family members as well. So it's a big family event, and all the people we watch on screen and I watch on TV and in these movies, I mean they've been welcomed into our homes for 50 years now. So it is family. It's one. I mean, when I think of family, I think of Star Wars. I grew up on the East Coast, so when it's Thanksgiving, you turn on the TNT or TBS, and the original trilogy is on loop. I mean, at least it was that way my whole childhood. So it's it's been part of our lives forever. It's just part of the
trilogies. But
you had prequels.
I think too. The fans, Star Wars fans that are on our level, and when I say our level, not to do any gatekeeping here, but people that love to spend time with the actors, people that love to go to the panels, people that travel for the conventions. Right. They know that Star Wars is a community is a big part of Star Wars, and when the community is so tight, it becomes family. And I think you don't get that with all the other franchises, and you don't get what you're doing here. You don't get that with all the other conventions either. Texas Cross says, "Is there a map layout?" I believe I saw a map layout online. Is that correct?
There is a map layout that's on the vendor page. It's changed a little bit since we've evolved. We've made things a lot better. That was part of the thing I was working on last night with our art director Kirk. We've got that finalized. We had to get everything on it, and we've even started adding some logos for our friends and families and the fan community tables and sponsors and stuff in the hallway.
Plus, we've had a bunch
pretty much ready to release.
And not to mention, we've had people join the event. I mean, as of yesterday.
Yeah.
So it's part of the reason why the map hasn't been posted is because it keeps increasing. It keeps growing.
Yeah.
More people locally in the community have been getting involved. Can we talk about the gaming? Can we talk?
Of course we can. Of course we can.
Yes. So one of the things
I mean,
we
as
just
long as-
added earlier
As
this
long as
week
Chris wants to talk
is
about games.
local arcade 94.
Is this part of the
Arcade
gaming
92.
lounge?
Arcade 92. Yep.
Sorry.
Is part of the gaming lounge here?
Well,
No.
No,
Okay,
this is right.
everything.
This is right outside the entrance of the ballroom for the convention.
Yep.
Directly across from it is Sabak for charity, which you
Yep.
can learn to play Sabak, and there's Sabak tournaments. But just to the
Yep.
right of it is going to be Arcade 92. So
Yep.
they're going to bring down a couple classic arcade boxes and a couple big screen TVs hooked up to like consoles. So so you can jump in there. I think he doesn't usually bring Star Wars games, but because of the event, he's bringing. He said he's going to bring a Star Wars game. I don't know which one. I think he mentioned Star Wars Pinball.
He did mention Star Wars Pinball, but
Yeah.
in addition to that,
These are do fans need to pay to play these, or
Nope.
this is part of the admission ticket?
this is
Yeah, it's
part of
the
this
admission.
is part of the Rebel Scum Con experience, just like
Yep.
the other gaming lounges as well. So, not to confuse you about our gaming lounge area, the gaming lounge area will be for tabletop style Star Wars gaming. Predominantly, the main game going on is going to be Star Wars Unlimited, which is the hottest and latest Star Wars trading card game by Fantasy Flight. And we just had our 5th set released. It just came out this month. There will be organized tournaments. There will be pre-release events with official pre-release kits. Yes, the pre-release already happened for this set, but if you haven't participated in one yet, or you already have, it's good value, and you get to keep the cards that you get when you enter the pre-release event. And there's going to be free prizes and packs handed out throughout all of those events on top of that for those of you who are participating, plus packs and things you can win. And there's lots of awesome prize support throughout all the tabletop gaming that weekend. Draxton.
I just sent him in my room to grab me something.
Oh, okay. He's going to be hosting the gaming lounge for us. And he is going to be giving out tons and tons of awesome prizes, hosting lots of awesome games. And if you're looking to play maybe Star Wars Legion, Star Wars X-Wing, grab a table. If y'all are looking for some of the new unlimited exclusives, the convention exclusives, guess what? Those are going to be prizes given out during our events at Rebel Scum Con Year 2. So you can just win those throughout the event. I don't know how many we'll have available, but there will be a few. And
there's a few of these available. These are the ones that you can only get at certain conventions. This year it's SDCC because we know Fantasy Flight. We spoke to them. We begged them literally if we can have a couple of these for prize support because we're not on their circuit as one of their planetary qualifiers. Which even there you can't even get these. You can get these at Gen Con, like Magic Con, SDCC, and I think there's maybe like one more show this year that you can get them at. They sold out every day at SDCC. They only had a limited amount per day, and we were able to secure a couple of them for prize support for the show.
Right, and some of which we did actually buy, though. We did purchase some of those.
Oh, I mean, I was in the portal for SDCC, and I was able to purchase my particular, but we were able to secure a couple for price support as well.
Absolutely. Now, those will not be for sale. Once again, those will be prizes given out during those events. So make sure you sign up and participate because there's going to be gaming happening all weekend long at Rebel Scum Con Year 2.
Yeah.
Again, play some X-Wing. Play some Legion. Who knows? Maybe you'll have to face some Ewoks against Darth Maul. You never know. It could happen. I'm not saying it will, but it's within the realm of possibilities.
I mean, I think we're gonna keep him so busy. I doubt it.
We're all getting sued. And then there's another really cool tabletop game hosted by one of our local businesses. My favorite comic book shop, Madness Games and Comics, will be hosting a Dice Throne tournament on Sunday. Dice Throne is this really awesome fantasy-themed dice battle game where you have a pre-built character. You don't have to build the character. You don't have to do any work at all. You just lay out the mat with your character's stats. You roll the cup of dice against your opponents, and your results determine the attacks and abilities that your character does and the interactions that your characters have. So everybody's on an even playing field, no matter if you're an expert at the game. There's no pay to win with this game. You're just each getting to play a cool character. Maybe you're an awesome barbarian, maybe you're a really cool wizard, or they
have Marvel.
Marvel.
Yeah, there you go. Yep, sorry.
Yep. They recently added Marvel.
Yeah, they call it
really
Battle
cool.
Yahtzee. It's Battle Yahtzee is what they call it. It's if they did the.
Do you feel like you're going to be able to find the time, since you're hands-on involved, to enjoy this weekend?
Oh yeah. Oh, we're going to be enjoying it.
He's shaking his head like, no way in hell, I'm going to be too busy.
Well, I mean, we're so intimately involved in how much of all of the stuff that we're putting together. It's not like we kind of just, own the show and then it's like, cool, we'll see it when we get to it. I mean, we literally build this thing all year. I mean, my brother's so involved in the cosplay and the gaming aspect. I delve a lot in the booking, but there's a lot of other aspects of the show, and it's the same thing with Bobby. Bobby's involved in all of the clubs. There's so much that we're into in it. But I mean, I'm being realistic. I know I'm not going to be able to do everything I want to do. I didn't get to last year. In fact, I thought I was able to sneak away, turn my radio off, and catch a lot of cool panels that I wanted to last year. And then when we put all of the panel footage on YouTube, I was like, oh man, I forgot that one. And then I watched it on YouTube for the first time ever. And I was like, wow, that was a lot of fun. That was entertaining. I mean, I wish I was sitting in the first row for that, but I still got it. So that's cool.
Yeah. And for those of you that can't make it, that's the cool thing is that, it's kind of like watching a concert on YouTube. It's like, it's definitely not the same as being there.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's preserved from a historical standpoint, in this, really cool library that YouTube really, really is. I think that's one way to kind of take it in, but obviously different experience. Let's talk. Okay, so we got the Boonta Eve on Friday, and then we got the Dave and Buster's thing on Saturday. This is an after party too, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a couple on Saturday. So I mentioned the swag trade with Swag After Dark. That's from 7 to 9. Once again, it's in the gaming lounge. That'll be at the venue on site. But just right across the street at the Stonebriar Mall, inside Dave and Buster's, we're going to be having another after party there all night. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you're a Rebel Scum Con attendee, just show up with your badge. You'll get a free play card. It works for any game that's not a ticket game. So if, games where you can get tickets to go to the prize wall, any of the arcade games, essentially, it's a free play card. Go nuts. You get 15% off of all non-alcoholic beverages and 15% off of food. And then VIP members are going to get a little bit more in their swag bags for those of you who have VIP tickets to Rebel Scum Con. So if you've already got your VIP tickets, just know that you get some really awesome goodies. Speaking of, I don't know if you have one on hand real quick, Tucky. So
I do.
Here is our swag bag for our VIPs, and it's going to be filled with all kinds of awesome goodies. Brought to you by our good friends over at CAS, who will be on site doing authentication for all autographs, regardless of the guests that you interact with, whether they're on the official RSC roster or maybe sprinkled throughout the vendor room. You never know. There's going to be 3 at the Order 66 Toys booth. There's going to be 1 or 2 maybe somewhere else too. So make sure keep your eyes peeled.
Officially, David Ankrum said he's going to stop by the booth. I saw him say that on social. So I think he's going to be at the Order 66 booth too. He's our local legend, voice of Wedge Antilles. I'll spill the beans a little bit because it's been on social. So Rory Ross from the Mandalorian season 3 is actually he may have been in 2 as well because he was a stormtrooper. Is going to be at Kevin Lyle's booth, Norse Legion. And I heard a rumor that Dimitri Karos is going to be at BYO Lightsabers, and I think that's a couple. I mean, there's a couple more, but I haven't seen anything officially on social media.
So I have to ask a question here, and you guys can plead the fifth if you want to, but I was super disappointed to find out that Hilton McRae had to
Yeah.
cancel. It was his first appearance. I'm sure you guys were equally as disappointed. And of course, Julian, General Veers, this was going to be his last convention appearance.
Yep.
And he canceled it. So we might never get a chance, for those of you that have not met him, you might not get that opportunity. Is there any story behind this, or would you rather that kept behind the private curtain?
It's not. No, neither one of them are very. There's no big secrets with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you could still meet Julian if you go to shows in the UK. He's still doing shows. It's there's no like, there's no like secret thing like like Birmingham. I was gonna say something about Birmingham earlier, like when we're talking about streams. I'm like, I not being there, and we talked about YouTube. Like, you weren't in Birmingham, were you, Chris? But man, I felt like I was there watching that stream on TV. Talking about the Aussie, the farewell.
Oh yes. Oh, yeah. I felt like I was there for sure.
Yeah, it's like it's not. It wasn't the same as being in that crowd, but I still felt like I was a part of it.
Well, you get the pro shot cameras, and you get that privacy in your own house instead of fighting through 500,000 people.
I think I had a better seat. I mean, to be perfectly honest, because I don't know. Hilton has been actively in the theater his entire career. He's done lots of theater work, and his agent recently kind of talked him into doing the con circuit, and he wasn't sure if he was even going to be into it. Like, he did his first cons this year. Yeah. So he had done maybe 2 smaller shows in the UK, little gymnasium shows, and the first time he was like, I don't really know if I get it, and then the second or third one, which that's all he had done, he was like, man, he's like, the fans are having such a blast, and they're telling me these stories of this character I was that was hardly on screen at all, but was in cartoons too. So I think I get it, and I'm having fun, and I want to do this more. And he was already booked with us for it, but his agent was like, he doesn't really know if he wants to keep doing it and whatnot. I'm like, I hope he wants to do it.
We want him to do it.
Yeah. And he was excited about it, and but then he got booked on a summer play series, and he would be in rehearsals during Rebel Scum Con, so he had to back out. So that was literally work stealing people away, and
which is, I believe, the same case for Lonnie. We don't know what he got signed up on, but Lonnie, who just recently had to pull
Robert
out.
Ems.
Robert Ems, who just recently had to pull out. Same deal. He got booked on another show, so he's going to be either in rehearsal or.
I hear there's plays in London.
Right, lots of them. And then
alive and well.
Yeah. But for Julian, it simply was Julian really wanted to do it.
Yep.
His doctor said no. That's
all
it was. Julian wanted to, and the doctor said,
Yeah, we can't put you in a tube for 10 hours, and we don't want to risk that. I know you want to go, and everyone, it's fine, but
sure,
we're not okay with you jumping in a tube for 9-10 hours.
Right.
Well,
when the doctor said that he wasn't cool, that we're like, okay.
That's the problem, when I got a chance to interview some celebrities that came from across the pond. They're just like, man, the jet lag is just so brutal.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the struggle is real when it comes to that, and a lot of these, some people might be fortunate enough to squeeze in a week, where they have friends and family out here, so they can break it up. But some people go right to the convention after getting here, like the day of or the day before, and it's a toll. But I'm glad to hear that Hilton is alive and well, and actually has a work commitment. I think that's fantastic that he's still doing his thing.
Yeah, I mean, Arvel isn't. Arvel literally flew into the Superstar Destroyer, which led to flying into the Death Star. But
he's working on
Hilton's still with us.
The musical. Akbar the musical. He's about to fly out of the Home One hangar, just in his A-wing. I can do this all day.
Yeah, and
actually through the Executor Bridge.
It was a similar situation with Kyle when we were booking Kyle. when he was going to be there 2, possibly 3 days, and then by the time it got up to the signing of the contract, he was like, he's got work. We don't know if he's going to be able to make it. I'm like, let me look at every option. I go,
Yep.
they're like, well, he can only do 1 day. He has to leave at this time. He's gonna land. He's gonna be able to land in like late Friday night. So he's definitely probably gonna be jet lagged. But he wanted to do it, and we wanted to take every possible chance we could to have him there. But so it was like we fought to make sure that we still had him there.
You guys are already planning a third one. Can you announce that, or
I
What's
cannot.
the time? I don't know.
What's the Hasbro line? I cannot speak to future prospects and unannounced things.
Contracts on tables. I don't know. We're about to sign a multi-year contract with this hotel. So,
okay, that's great.
I mean, it's either gonna maybe there'll be some more Rebel Scum Con, or maybe we'll just find some reason to fill up 50 hotel rooms or something. I don't know. No. We're gonna keep doing this as long as we possibly can. I'm not gonna say who I already have approached and got yeses for next year.
All we can say is just
that's a good problem to have.
Look forward to a Rebel Scum Con once a year, at least.
Yep.
Going for it is the plan.
Yep.
An annual event. You know what?
Every year.
We want to make sure that you can be prepared as well. Yeah. Like you can have somewhat of an expectation, so there's a little bit of ground beneath your feet when you're coming for the first time if you've never been to a Rebel Scum Con yet. Because if you miss out on year 2, well, then by the time year 3 comes around, that's almost 100 Star Wars guests that you didn't meet in the last 2 years, right. Along with a lot of new Star Wars friends and family that you probably might have been new best friends with. You don't know.
Yeah, so, I hear a lot of that. People going to these, especially down in Nashville, people going to that convention just because they've met so many friends that have become family.
Yep.
It's a reunion. It's like we go there in the beginning to meet the celebrities and take in the panels and all that. Yeah. But then, the 4th or 5th one, it's like, hey, I got to go see my family now,
Yeah.
It's a huge, huge part of it. Speaking about the hotel rooms, will there be room sales and lobby sales at this?
We've been asked this a few times.
Yes, we have.
I'm sure.
Maybe it's possible.
I mean, we're not against it. We're not against it at all. I mean, we're still a very new show. It's our 2nd year, so I think that's something that comes with the same way that you kind of meet your con family of the people that you see every year, and you're like, oh, I can't. I see you every year at this time. I may not see you all year because people travel in, but I know in August I'm going to see you at Rebel Scum Con, and I think once that happens over time, I think maybe room sales may organically happen. We're definitely cool with it. If not already, maybe I didn't know. I mean, it may have happened year 1. I didn't know about it.
Really seen.
But again, isn't that kind of more or less, I guess, like an unofficial thing? Isn't that the fans just kind of doing their own thing? Like, hey, I'm going to let people into my hotel room.
I think that's how it happens. Yeah. I think that's how it happens. And I think it's also, I don't think it's always just fans. I think it's also vendors participate in it, where it's like, I've got stuff on the floor, but I have more stuff than I could fit on my table. Or, maybe it's stuff that I don't really want sitting on a table all day. I want, that I turn my back on or something. I mean, I got to participate in live and room sales just recently for the first time, so it was a lot of fun. I bought a bunch of stuff,
and that's one of the reasons why we're cool with it, is because we know it's kind of
part of the community
to convention. While it may not be a quote unquote official thing that convention is hosting, like obviously we won't personally be hosting room sales, us the promoters, but like if it's happening, cool, it's happening. That's part of a convention going experience. We know it happens at other shows all the time. Tucky, like he said, has participated in some himself. I haven't myself got to do one yet.
It's
but
fun.
one of these days I will. One of these days I
Yeah.
will, because it just sounds super cool. Everyone I've heard about just sounds like a good time.
Well, it was fun, but it ended up just being I bought a couple things in a couple rooms, and then I ended up finding some friends that are like influencers and content creators that are coming to our show, and they were all kind of in one room, and then me and Josh just kind of stayed there, and we just stayed there and hung out, and they're like, hey, they're like, Kentucky, can I give you a shot? And I'm like, sure. and then we were there for 3 hours.
Shot, right? You know?
Yeah.
We'll hang out with you too.
Yeah.
It's a good way to wind down and just kind of take in the the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so hard to wind down. I don't know how that's
you're gonna need 2 shots then.
Night to night, like going. I don't know how I'm gonna wind down Thursday night. I'm definitely not sleeping Thursday night.
I feel bad for the poor sap that decided to book a room at the Embassy Suites just because he was passing through Dallas and decided that was the hotel he was going to rest at for Saturday night or something. That has nothing to do with the show and doesn't know.
He's going to be in for a great surprise and a lot of fun, though.
Yeah. Wookiees walking around. What the hell?
I want to rewind the clock here a little bit. I wanted to ask you this right from the beginning, and I'm sure you guys have been on several other shows before, but I do not know the origin of Rebel Scum Con. How did this start? How did this start for you guys? Can you?
I think you know a lot of it. You know a lot of it already because you've been in the community for so long. So you know Philip started the the website. And,
for sure.
And after a while,
Star Wars fan days down in the Plano
in Dallas.
Well, not necessarily Star Wars fan days. It was just Dallas fan days. It was an overall kind of a Comic-Con, not a specific one.
But there was this really long gap where he quit doing the conventions for a long time, and then you guys had kind of brought it back and with the new name, and I guess kind of now it's Rebel Scum Con,
right? Well, it's its own entity. It's its own child that was born from RebelScum.com. It was just something that after Josh and Bobby had Rebel Scum passed to them, it was kind of the first thing Josh mentioned to Philip when Philip was like, hey. And they had no idea that they were getting pitched owning the website. They had no idea. They thought they were coming to buy some toys from Philip's collection. They got blindsided. And there were Philip asked Josh, what would you do if you owned RebelScum.com? He goes, well, I mean, I kind of don't know why you've never done a convention, like a Rebel Scum convention. But that is something I would want to get into. And they obtained the website in 21. We met in 22. I met the guys and we became friends. And by the time, it wasn't long after we got home from Anaheim, that Bobby and Josh had asked me if I wanted to help invest in starting to do a show. Cause they already had it, they already had thoughts about it and started talking about it. And I said, no, I don't want to invest in a convention without being involved in it. They're like, oh, you want to be a partner? I'm like, yes. And then they're like, all right, well, and then it was born.
It kind of helped that you and I had really hit it off and we're already practically best friends pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, from Rebel Scum Con from the very beginning was the three of us. It was Kentucky, Josh, and myself who thought up this convention, and ultimately Rebel Scum, the name, just felt the most appropriate when we ended up naming it. So
I remember when we made it solid.
Yeah,
we were sitting at a table at the Willow Bend store. Yeah, and he's like, well. Josh is like, well, I mean, what could we call it? What he's like this or this, and I go, no, it could only be Rebel Scum Con. I'm like, you were gifted such a legacy when Philip decided, hey, I want these two kids to carry on the legacy of rebelscum.com.
Yeah.
And he trusted that, the so much that was behind that site, and there's so many sites out there now for information, but Rebel Scum was like the first.
It
So
was.
that,
It
and
really,
then when
it was
Philip
the first,
Philip
but it's
trusted,
definitely been the longest, hands down.
yeah, and
And
when he
hands
trusted
down.
them to be the next people to carry on that name.
I hope I make it fun.
Yeah,
I try.
I mean, I haven't been in Star Wars collecting as long as all of Bobby and Josh and a lot of people that I know. I was like, well, knowing of the legacy, I'm like, there could be no other name for the show other than Rebel Scum Con. And everyone immediately agreed. I'm like, that's it. All right, well, that's done. Let's
Well, I think too, you guys are, for those of you guys that did not attend those early celebrations, Philip Wise was the one that brought in all that talent, on the convention floor. All those actors came through him, and he did such a great job for so long. And then they had the official picks, photo selections involved, and as an autograph collector from back in the late 90s, photos were so hard to obtain. And I'm an 8x10 guy. Some people like
They had good photos.
And
They still have good photos.
they really changed the industry in a very, very positive way. And I just looking at your lineup that you guys have, I feel like it's the spirit of what Philip created many years ago. Celebration 2 was the first one that he was involved in. And it's just it's nice to see that legacy is still going on in 2025.
I'm glad you brought that legacy up, because a big part of that legacy and a big part of our foundation of Rebel Scum Con right now is one of our other really great partners, Everest Autographs, Chris Wyman. Chris Wyman.
Yeah, Chris, great guy, man.
Main right-hand men of Philip Wise when it came to helping curate those lineups for those celebrations.
He helped run those rooms for 16 or 17 years, every celebration to London. So I mean, he was a large part of that, and that's why you're going to see a little bit of a difference in how bookings are happening at our show versus bookings at that show are going to maybe change and different.
Maybe you'll see a little bit. I mean, we even on year 2, there's already more of a familiarity to maybe some of those older classic convention days that you've brought up earlier, Chris, because a lot of those shows that you've enjoyed were helped and curated by Chris Wyman as well as Philip Wise.
Yeah.
And Chris is very much a big part of our event. He really helped out Kentucky with all of the booking for Rebel Scum Con year 2, as well as
will Chris be?
Oh yeah.
I can't wait to see him, man. It's been a long time since I've seen him. Attending this convention this weekend, and sometimes it gets lost in the shuffle, right? Yeah. But attending this convention for me, I know Philip isn't part of it anymore, but
he's never not a part of it. He's as a part of it and as involved as he wants to be. And that
it's good that he's still somewhat part of it. This to me is a little bit of
a talk to him regularly.
To me, this is a little bit of it's probably going to be a bigger reunion for me than I realized, because as you know too, you're a fan in the fan community for a long time. People come, people go, people get burnt out on this, they get burnt out on that. But I know that the Force.net and Rebel Scum were such a big part of me promoting my 2 documentaries that I know I've obtained so many fans from those communities from back in the day. It would be wonderful to see some old familiar faces, such as Chris.
The odds are good. I have a golden friend over to the side. He calculated the odds. He said the odds are good. Better than navigating an asteroid field.
Mine's where is he? I can't see where there he is. He's right there.
There it is.
Oh, yeah, there he is. Wait, we're at the end of our show, but before I let you guys go, don't forget rebelscumconventions.com for tickets. There's still a lot of hotel choices available. Just the official, that home base is sold out. And
I think, haven't all of our discounts expired at this point?
The discount, the room rates expired at the end of July,
Yeah.
but there are going to be still some rooms available, so don't take that as a reason not to come. You're just not going to get those rates that we fought the hotels to give us super low rates on. I mean, there's the area. There's like 7 or 8 hotels like within crossing the street distance from the convention center.
Very close.
So there's a lot of options still available in hotels, but the main hotel, I don't know that there's anything left.
yeah, who knows? Something might have opened up. Maybe somebody had to cancel last minute. It's always worth checking. But like you said, there's 7 hotels that are walking distance. John had chimed in. He said, first time going to Rebel Scum Con. Looking forward to it. What do you recommend to see or participate in? Well, John, I would recommend you starting this show back from the beginning. We really talked about a lot of things. But
I mean,
what I would do for those of you that maybe you're attending your first ever convention, welcome to the scene, I should say. But it never hurts to make a plan. For those of you guys that want to take everything in.
Yes.
And definitely remember you can sleep when you get home. You guys have a stacked lineup. You guys have a stacked schedule. I'm probably going to be needing some sleep for a week when I get back from your convention. But that's a good problem to have,
I think after this year, it's not going to be very difficult for us to secure an energy drink sponsor, because it's going to be necessary to be handing them. They're going to be the badges are going to come attached to one. They go, here you go. Here's your first one.
Last year we had Celsius out. They were giving out free. We just couldn't get it. We just couldn't make that one happen with the venue this year, unfortunately. I really wanted them to come back, but maybe the next one.
Definitely check out. I mean, if you're coming for multiple days, check out the availability of guests. Certain guests are only Saturday, Sunday. Kyle Solar's only there on Saturday. Cyril Karn from Andor. But there's also the things like Matt Wood, who just contacted us, and he was like, "Hey, my schedule freed up. Can I come to Rebel Scum Con on Friday too?" We're like, absolutely.
Oh, okay. So he was kind of more of a limited guest, and then he's like, "Hey, can I extend the stay?" That is awesome. Wait, looking forward to seeing you guys in the flesh. And Kentucky, I know we met down in Nashville proper a couple months ago.
Yeah,
and, definitely looking forward to doing some shots.
Yeah, we'll do some sake. We'll have some sushi. We won't let the waiters steal the credit card anymore, and we'll have a great time.
That's right.
Well, that means we got to take them to Umaya if we're doing sushi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sushi's always great. Hey, well, I want to thank you guys for joining the show today. Again, Rebel Scum Con happening next weekend. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and I want to thank all my Patreon members for their support, all the way from the $2 tier all the way up to the producer level. We will make sure to save some swag for you guys that cannot. But we will catch you next time on another episode of Machtails from the Cantina Live. So long, everybody.